Everybody, I hope you can hear me because earlier, okay. Let me just put up the slide. Okay, so how many of you here represent a small newsroom or work for one? 1, 2, okay, quite a number of you. So I hope this session is interesting for you, but more so for everybody else who doesn't have a sense of what exactly small newsrooms go through when they start on their AI journeys. So essentially, this is going to be lessons from the JournalismAI Innovation Challenge, which we launched last year, supported by the Google News Initiative. So I'm going to skip over the overview and talk to you about some of the unique obstacles that small newsrooms face. So this is something that we learned over the years. We launched a report in 2019, and we launched a report in 2023. And one of the big trends from that was there was a large disparity between legacy and small newsrooms when it comes to using artificial intelligence. And some of the biggest obstacles that most of these newsrooms faced were obviously very tight budgets. And from that, they faced resource constraints, capacity constraints, and also lacked technical expertise because of the budgets and all of that put together. The people working in the small newsrooms, am I getting this right? Yes? 100%, okay, perfect. So we thought to ourselves, how can we empower small newsrooms to take the next step? Move from knowledge, which for those of you who don't know, we have a lot of training programs on responsible AI. So how do they move from that knowledge which they've gained from those programs to practice and actually putting it into action? And with that, we launched the JournalismAI Innovation Challenge, again, supported by the Google News Initiative. And in this, we selected 35 newsrooms from a pool of about 700 applications spread across 22 countries who worked over 9 months to use AI on different thematic areas and to develop different types of solutions. So they were given grants of 250,000 or 50,000 USD to be able to help them get the leg up and experiment. Some of the themes that they worked on included new formats to engage new and existing audiences, ways to grow subscription and revenues, and also fighting mis- and disinformation. So what did they work on? While these categories that I mentioned just now, the 3 categories were the main categories that they worked on, or the ones that they applied with, what came next was actually, I don't know why I did this. I didn't think this through. But actually, they worked on chatbots for public engagement and knowledge sharing. They worked on projects related to disinformation tracking, audience engagement, content repurposing, content matching, credibility and misinformation detection, improving newsroom workflows, and much, much more. So I'll get into 2 case studies that we have from the 35 newsrooms that took part in the Innovation Challenge. Not favorites, but not that they're not favorites either, but we just picked up that we just made sure that we picked 2 case studies at random that some of you may, some of which may resonate with you. So the first one is, of course, Daily Maverick from South Africa. They have a staff count of 51 to 100 people in their newsroom or somewhere thereabouts. So as you can see, a small to medium-sized newsroom. And their challenge was how to boost their voluntary membership subscriptions. As Fran Waiton, who we spoke to, the head of growth of Daily Maverick, told us, we saw that often our messaging was so emotional that by the time the readers got to our standard landing page, something didn't resonate with them, and they failed to complete the sign-up. So I think this is something that's true of both larger newsrooms as well as smaller newsrooms, but more so for the Daily Maverick. So they decided that they would focus on 3 aspects of the membership funnel. acquisition, engagement, and retention, with a holistic approach as opposed to just looking at acquisition or just putting all of their focus on one of the different aspects. So they devised a tool called Revenue 360, and I know that Alette is here from Daily Maverick, so if I'm getting any of this wrong, please don't kill me. Revenue 360, which one optimizes their landing page, so acquisition. What they did for this was they embedded heat maps within their landing page, and they found that about 75% of the people didn't go below the fold. So they knew that they needed to target their messaging and be more specific and dynamic as opposed to giving a one-size-fits-all approach. Second, they wanted to focus on engagement. So they created the Daily Maverick Connect platform, which as I understand is an internal platform, internal to their community members. And this is more like a social media platform where they get to engage with each other and ask questions to, I also think, the reporters as well. And then finally, they also came up with the impact tracking engine called Impact Engine, which looks at Hansard or the parliamentary register and sees whether Daily Maverick stories have made an impact on the Hansard register, on the parliamentary proceedings. So some of the lessons that Fran said they learned from this was that AI can help fast-track project development to a great deal. There's also a great deal of value working in an interdisciplinary team, which is something that we encouraged all participants of the Innovation Challenge to do, not to just work in editorial or not to just hire a technical person, but to collaborate and work across silos. Additionally, it gave them additional boots on the ground because they were able to do more with the help of AI. The next case is that of the European correspondent, and I know Philippe is also here. I don't know if he's in this room right now, but he's in this vicinity. And the European correspondent is an organization from Switzerland with about 10 to 20 staff members and then more independent journalists who join them as well. So relatively a smaller size newsroom compared to the Daily Maverick. And their challenge was how to maximize resources and provide feedback to journalists span Europe. So as Philippe was talking to me about, he was saying that why should someone from Estonia need to know about what's happening in Portugal? How do you tell a story from Norway that is important for someone from Italy? We don't have many resources in terms of editors to manage that many stories, so a lot of times you have to do the work on your own. Now for the small newsroom like the European correspondent, which is punching above its weight, that does mean a lot more work. So they decided that they could try AI for a small portion of that work. So they devised Vika, the companion editor, based on AI, and it increases the amount of conscious decisions journalists make. So it works alongside the CMS of the European correspondent, and it suggests comments and edits to reporters' drafts. It checks for adherence to style, tone, and also listens to its internal audience needs model, and by its I mean the European correspondents. It also works on a two-layer prioritization system, which means that instead of showing only typos or minor errors right at the top, the system first shows structural errors to a journalist and then suggests typos and other errors. So the lessons learned from the European correspondent was very, very specific. Limit and focus how you apply AI to your use cases. Always start with a problem, and you may have ambition to go beyond that. You may have many features that you want to implement, but the best approach is always to focus on one specific use case and then limit the use of AI to that. So the impact so far is fast-tracked AI development and adoption across the 35 newsrooms. So this is from some feedback that we received. It helped overcome a can't-be-done mindset. So this is what one of the grantees told us. As a small news organization, many people think that so many things can't be done just because you don't have the capacity, just because you don't have the resources or the funding. But with the help of AI, they were able to overcome this can't-be-done mindset. It also improved newsroom-wide AI literacy and understanding, and this was, I think, to almost all the newsrooms. It helped people understand AI better and not fear it as much as if they had not implemented an AI tool. Finally, it broke newsroom silos, and I'm almost getting to the end of my slides. It also had key external impacts, which was, key external impacts, which was that it helped them serve their communities better, it helped them launch a new product and service, or it helped them enhance existing product offerings. By the end of the grant period, 96% had a working prototype or tool, 70% had internal workflows that were improved greatly, 70% saw better AI literacy outcomes within their teams, and 39% reached new audiences. So I know I breezed through that, so I would like to invite you all to look at our report, AI and the Newsroom Next Door, which actually chronicles the journey and the learnings from all of these 35 newsrooms. And you can find it on that link, which I haven't, again. Yeah, that link there. And now I would like to invite on stage Matt Cooke, Head of Ecosystem Investments, Global News Programs, Google.
Much. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Firstly, a big thank you to everyone at JournalismAI for putting on this event today. It's great. One of my earlier takeaways is how international it feels in here. In the next door room, there's a presentation from Nigeria and the Philippines. And also I know that there are 220 people watching on the YouTube live stream right now. So hello to those people as well. I've been involved, and so have others at Google, with JournalismAI since the start of this work back in 2018. It's a long-running partnership, an ongoing effort to strengthen AI literacy and support news publishers, both large and small, to explore new and emerging AI technologies. A little over a year ago, in early 2024, we came to the very busy, mighty team at JournalismAI with the concept of this innovation challenge, opening up grants specifically to help small and medium-sized newsrooms to experiment, prototype, and test their ideas. As you've heard, the 35 grantees selected by a panel independently devised by JournalismAI have all spent time and energy to innovate and open up their work for others to learn from as well, which is, of course, a really important part of it. We're really genuinely grateful for this spirit of innovation and the shared best practices. That's why today we can share some news that we've decided to continue to build on this work. And working with JournalismAI, again, we can announce the opening of a new innovation challenge for 2025. A new fund, this time a focused opportunity for small and medium-sized news publishers who will use AI technologies to specifically enhance and improve audience intelligence and revenue growth. The team at JournalismAI will be running a workshop at this very festival, maybe today or tomorrow, to share more information about this new fund, eligibility and timelines and so on. But again, to be clear, they'll be running the show in terms of adjudications and all the rest of it. We hope this next innovation challenge funded by the Google News Initiative will build on the success of the 2024 challenge and continue to promote experimentation, understanding, and best practices to the ecosystem. But today we did want to take a moment to thank and congratulate again all of the 2024 grantees, those 35 news organizations and publishers, and celebrate some of their stories. So we have a special video, which we'll play in a second, but this just showcases just 3 examples of the grantees. Those include the Oglethorpe Echo in the United States, the Daily Maverick in South Africa, and Scroll.in in India. So enough from me, let's hear from them instead.
You can do it with a little help from AI.
Local news gives people a sense that they belong somewhere, and they know who their neighbors are, and they feel connected to a place. So we're trying to fill that gap for the people of Oglethorpe County.
In many ways, South Africa is a country of contrast. We view our role as a defender of democracy, and we need to help people navigate this world and this context.
You have 24 hours in a day. You're bombarded with information from every side. How do we make sure that for the same user, we're able to deliver multiple experiences based on what they want in that moment?
Despite all the pressures on journalism in the world today, you've still got thousands of people in our network who are so purposeful about their journalism. And when they look at AI, They don't look at it as a technology in itself. They look at it as something that can enable them to continue with that mission.
With the support of Google, we've been able to bring together 35 publishers from 22 countries to experiment and work on new AI tools that will solve problems within their specific newsrooms and their respective regions.
Factivo is a multimodal versioning platform, and multimodal means you're able to do it not only on text, but you're also able to do it on audio, you're able to do it on video. It's able to map a particular news story for a decision that you want to make in the moment. We did a lot of prototyping with the Gemini models, and we've used NotebookLM to really examine what form-to-form fidelity looks like.
We have 400 journalism majors at the University of Georgia. We knew we could grab a class of them and dedicate them to covering this county. Each group of students serves for 4 months, and so we have to help them learn as much as they can, as quick as they can to jump in. They can use the AI tool at the very beginning when they're kind of originally setting up their understanding of the county and of their beat, but then they're also using it whenever they pitch a story. Like, who would be good to talk to about this? It allowed them to hit the ground running, spending more time in the county, creating more videos, interviewing one more person.
The goal of the Rev 360 project was really to address all 3 stages of the funnel to be able to grow our membership community. We have dreamt about creating these tools for a long time, but without the possibility of AI supporting us in building some of these tools, we would never have dared to even go there. We immediately saw a 100% increase in the conversion rate of our landing page. Our community forum, Daily Maverick Connect, now has just over 1,000 members.
A lot of the most interesting work, especially the public service journalism, is being done at the lower grassroots level by these innovative, smaller organizations. They are the future. And the important thing is not just the impact that it will have on their work, but the kind of example they're setting.
There has been so much progress when it comes to how advanced some newsrooms are when it comes to implementation of AI within their contexts. It's very hopeful.
There are a lot of challenges right now, but there are also so many opportunities. And so I think what we need to do is marshal all of those resources and ideas for good to serve and inform communities